And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached into heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even if she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she filled to her double.
Shalom, Shalom Israel. This brother Zahar Yaiqab, Lieutenant of the 12 Gates. What we're doing out here, we're going to teach people what's going on, right? The fruit. Everybody thinks that Christ came and taught just something new and brought something new, right? But the whole thing is when Christ teaches, you know what I mean? He's teaching us the spiritual end of the law, you know what I mean? Giving us the 4 and 4.
I got 4 and 4.
Okay, 8 and 3, Deuteronomy. Right? He taught us the spirit of the law. And by the spirit of the law, he's giving us the bread, right? The spiritual bread that we need to interpret the law. And this is what it's going to discuss right now. Let me get Matthew 4 and 4, Baba Shah.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 4. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
Okay, so he said, it is written. So this is Christ speaking. He's not making something new. He said, it is written. What is it written from? The New Testament did not exist.
Come on.
So what is he quoting? What is Christ teaching? What is he speaking? Hold that. Give me Deuteronomy, because this is what he's talking about.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, verse 3.
Read.
He humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger.
So the Most High humbled us when he took us out of Egypt and suffered us to starve and hunger and see what our spiritual connection was to the Most High, or see if we were just physical. Right? Go ahead, read.
And fed thee with manna.
And he fed us with manna when we could not have food for ourselves and we could not eat and we were starving to death. He gave us the meat. Right? Pause. Go ahead.
Which thou knewest not.
Which thou knewest not. Right? We knew not the spiritual bread in Egypt. Right? We were starving. We were desolate. We were captives. We were slaves. Like here in America. Go ahead, read.
Neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee to know that man doth not live by bread alone.
Man does not live off bread alone, right? But out of every word that come out of this law, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead.
But by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh doth man live.
So that's how we live. That's how we survive. You can eat all you want and still be starving. You can have every wrap you have and still be cold and naked and desolate because you don't have your culture. You don't have your history. You have no understanding of who you are as a person and what you mean to the Most High God. Right? Go back to Matthew 4 and 4. Finish that out.
It reads, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of God.
And that's what Christ is saying. This is red letter. Matthew, go ahead, bring your precept.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, verse 3 in the good news. He made you go hungry, and then he gave you manna to eat.
So the Most High made us go hungry. He starved us to see where we would be at, to see if we would curse the Lord. But he gave us food. Read.
Food that you and your ancestors had never eaten before.
Something we had never had a taste of. Good success, wealth, culture, history, a way of living, a lifestyle. Right? Go ahead.
He did this to teach you that you must not depend on bread alone to sustain you, but on everything that Yahweh says.
So we need to not depend on these cardinal things alone, because we have brethren, we have family, we have spirit, we have culture, we have history, we have laws, statutes, and commandments. We have structure, right? So how can you just survive off of bread alone without these things? It's a cardinal thing. You must have faith. Faith in the structure, faith in the brotherhood, right? Faith in the scriptures, that every day, day in and day out, we're going to come out here, live, breathe, eat, and sleep this word, right? This culture, this history, this understanding. Go ahead.
Verse 4, the KJV. Thy raiment waxed not old upon thee. Neither did thy foot swell these 40 years. Thou shalt also consider in thy heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so does Yahweh thy power chasteneth in thee.
Let me get that acceptable men in the furnace of affliction, Papa Shah. Right? That's going to be Ecclesiasticus, the 2nd chapter. Right? Because he chastised us. Let me get father judges his son. You know what I'm talking about? Right? Because if he didn't love us, if he didn't love the Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child, we would not be suffering these indignations, right? We wouldn't have lamentation to cry about. We wouldn't have anything to sigh and cry for, right? But we're out here sighing and crying. Why? Because our people are in pain. Our people are out here hungry. Our people are out here smoking crack that was made by the goddamn white devil.
That's right.
All right? Our people didn't know these things. Our people were happy people, a rich people, a cultural people, a native people that lived off the land in culture and in harmony with nature. Go ahead.
Book of John, chapter 5 and 22. For the Father judges no man, but has committed all judgment unto the Son.
So he had judged no man, but he committed all judgment unto the sons. And guess what happened? When Christ came to die, Israel was adopted unto the adoption of sons. Right? We're his children.
That's right.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna pull the verse.
Read it.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 5 in the KJV. For gold is tried in fire.
For gold is tried in fire, and Israel is golden. Right?
Bring it out.
And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
And every prophet, every apostle, every disciple has been tried in the furnace of affliction. That's a damn demon right there. Drive by and say, fuck off. You don't even know what we're talking about. We're out here bringing out for you, so you don't catch a missile. But by Shema Mashiach Yahushua, I hope you catch judgment.
Take it or something.
All right?
Don't say that. Last time I said that, somebody crashed.
Hey, well, that's the
Oh,
Lord's will.
shit.
By
That's
Shema
why we
Mashiach
did that.
Yahushua, that's the Lord's will. You don't
Good.
come over here and scoff
Seen
at the
that
prophets and think that everything's just going to be fine. You'll catch a judgment for not believing, even if it's that judgment of the missile.
Good.
All right? Because what we're out here to do is take the blood off our hands and teach you, so you don't catch a missile.
Good.
Go ahead.
The book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 5 in the Good News Translation.
Read.
Gold is tested by fire, and human character is tested in the furnace of humiliation.
The furnace of humiliation, the slavery, the captivity, the loss of our culture, our history, the things that the devils do to us today. My fucking car was repoed. Salakia for the language. It wasn't repoed. It was towed from a visitor parking. It was a damn devil, a white man, right? You see how they come? They try to test the spirit. They try to take that spirit away from you. They try to knock you down when you're riding hard for the Lord. Why?
Good.
Because they're the damn devil, the spirit of Satan manifested on this earth to bring down prophets and apostles and the children of Israel, right? Let me get that Luke chapter 4, 1 through 4, and then after that we're going to grab 18. So I'm going to make a point 1 through 4.
The book of Luke, chapter 4, verses 1. And Yahushua being full of the Holy Ghost.
So the Most High being full, the Most High Son, Yahushua Slakia, and the Most High putting him full of the Holy Ghost, read.
Returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit unto the wilderness.
Led by the Spirit unto the wilderness, read.
Being 40 days tempted of the devil.
Being tempted by these spirits, being tempted by these demons, read.
And in those days he did eat nothing.
He did eat nothing. He was killing off that fleshly man, killing off that cardinal spirit. Read.
And when they were ended, he afterward hungered.
And he hungered. But what was he hungering for? Go ahead.
And the devil said unto him, If thou be the Son of the Most High God Yahweh, command this stone that it be made bread.
So he's trying to break this cardinalism, and the devil comes around here and tries to throw it right in his face. Right? Like the damn demon it is. Satan trying to grab a foothold, according to, what is that, John?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
4. And Yahushua answered him, saying,
Read.
It is written.
So it is written, right? Back in Deuteronomy, what he was quoting. Go ahead.
That man shall not live by bread alone.
That man shall not live off of bread alone. We have to be more spiritual. We can't just be a cardinal person. We have to understand the spirit, the fruits of the spirit, how to judge, how to live, how to love. Go ahead, read.
But by every word of the Most High God Yahweh.
But by everything that comes out of this book.
That's right.
From the front to the back. Right? Because Christ didn't have Matthew through Revelation. He had Moses, the book of Moses, all the way up to, what's the last book of the Apocrypha? Second Maccabees, right? That, not even Maccabees. Wasn't that after the time of Christ? No, it was before. Salakia. We had from Moses to Maccabees. Oh yeah, it's about that timeline. The Hellenistic period. So this is what Christ is teaching. Let me get 18. Up the shop. In that same chapter.
Verse 18. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me.
So the Spirit of the Lord was upon the Most High Son. Christ, right? And the Spirit of the Lord is upon us. That's why we come out here and do this work week in and week out. Go ahead, read.
Because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor.
Because he's anointed us to preach the gospel to the poor. Our brother over here ain't got no damn shoes. And that's why we're out here to come and teach and bring it back.
Get out!
Right? To show us that we're the people of God. That we're the children that need to rise above these damn demons. Our people shouldn't be out here looking like this.
Right.
Go ahead.
He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted.
So he sent us out here to heal the brokenhearted. And that's the same thing he sent Christ for. This is red letters, an exact quote of Christ, right? And this is what the Christ's orders are to Israel. What he told Peter, feed my flock. Go ahead, read.
To preach deliverance to the captives.
To preach deliverance to the captives, the Black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child who's been captive here for over 500 years. Read.
And recovering of sight to the blind.
And the recovering of sight to the blind. Because what are they blind to see? The fact that they're the children of Israel.
That's right.
Good. Go ahead, finish that
To
out.
set at liberty them that are bruised.
To give freedom and liberty to them that are bruised. Yeah, you're going to bring that out. Go ahead.
To preach the acceptable year of the Lord.
To preach this damn missile that's going to hit Babylon and destroy this place.
right.
All right? Because that's the acceptable year of the Lord. And that's when Christ gets to come back and rule over these damn heathens.
Right.
Go ahead and bring out your precept.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 61 from the top.
This brother is in the Spirit.
The Spirit of the Lord, God, is upon me.
The Spirit of the Lord of God is upon me and upon my brothers. Go ahead, read.
Because Yahweh has anointed me to preach good tidings.
Because the Most High has anointed us to preach these good tidings. To preach the gospel to the children of Israel.
Unto the meek, he has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
Unto the meek, unto the humble, unto the people who are broken. Go ahead.
He hath sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
Read.
To proclaim liberty to the captives.
To proclaim liberty to the captives. To proclaim those freedoms. According to, let me get Isaiah the 14th chapter and read that from the top, right? Because we're gonna show you what these liberties are. Go ahead.
And the opening of prisons to them that are bound. To proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord. The day of vengeance of our God.
The day of vengeance of our God. And that's when the white man's going to get his captive. Right. His captivity. Get his end of the stick. I'm sorry, bro, but you poured the short end of the stick.
Good.
Right? What does the scripture say? The earth mourneth when the wicked are removed, but it rejoices when the righteous are.
Good.
Right? So the earth's been in mourning for over so long. Now it's going to be time, the acceptable year of the Lord, when we come back into rulership and the devil falls back into the ground. And he'll be the base man. Go ahead, bring out that Isaiah 14. Oh, no, wait, Salakia, hold that, go ahead, read.
Oh, Salakia. To comfort all that mourn, to appoint unto them that mourn in Zion, Salakia, to give unto them the beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning.
Wait, go back. Salakia, the beauty of ashes?
Yeah.
The beauty of ashes. You know what the beauty of the ashes are going to be? The beauty of the ashes of Babylon when it's burned down by those thermonuclear missiles. Go ahead and read.
Salakia, to give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise of the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahweh, that he might be glorified.
The trees of righteousness, the planting of Yahweh, right? What does Psalms 1 say? If we glorify in the spirit, in the law, we are as trees near a river that give off good fruit, right? And what does it say? Micah 4, it says we'll be the hill on top of the hills, the nation of nations, right? We're that tree with those good tidings. Let me get Isaiah 14 chapter, and if you guys got precepts, roll them, I'm about to finish
From the top?
Yeah.
Isaiah chapter 14 from the top. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
So the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, right? Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, woman, and child. As long as you'll hear this word, come back and repent, live out your culture. That's meant for you. Go ahead.
And will yet choose Israel.
And you'll yet choose Israel out of all nations. When he comes for salvation, he will choose Israel.
Right.
And set them in their own land.
He will set us in our own land, the land of Jerusalem. Go ahead.
And the strangers shall be joined unto them, and they shall cleave unto the house of Jacob.
And the stranger shall join unto us and cleave unto us, right? Read.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
So the people who are captivated us are going to take us to Israel because they know we are gods. They finally understand. They seen the sky crack. They seen Christ come back. And they said, you know what? We need to service these people. Read.
And the house of Israel shall possess them.
And when they bring us there, we're going to possess them. Right? Go ahead.
In the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
In the land of Jerusalem for servants and for handmaids as slaves. Go ahead.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
And we're going to take the captives whose captives we were. All right? Those gooks, those Arabs, those white people, those goddamn devils that the Bible speaks of.
Right.
Those dirty, nasty cave monkeys who are genetically rhesus monkeys mixed with people. It's disgusting.
Right.
They mated with monkeys in the caves. Right? Shalom, little God. Go ahead.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
We're going to rule over our oppressors, right? Because they oppressed us. And this is going to be the double cup. And that's it. That's
All right, the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
So behold, I will make the devil, the white man, go ahead, read.
Which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie.
Those damn Ashkenazis who say they're Jews but call themselves by the first name of Japheth. Ashkenaz, read.
Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet.
They're going to come and worship before our feet and bow down to us and lick the dust off the ground. Go ahead.
And to know that I have loved thee.
And to know that he's loved black, Hispanic, and Native American man, woman, and child. And with that, I salute out. Captain's going to fix it out.
And with that, I'd like to give all honor and glory to the Most High God Yahweh in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And we say, death to America!
Death to America!
And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached into heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even if she has rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works. And the cup which she filled to her double.